This is what's great about sports. This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game.
Winning isn't everything, but it's the only thing. In our business, there is no second place. Either you're first or you're last.
Ain't this what they've been waiting for? You ready?
And now, the W with Walls and the crew.
Good morning.
Where winning isn't everything, it's the only thing. On 100.1 FM.
Good morning.
And Facebook Live.
Good morning, good morning. Right back like we never left. Another Saturday morning with the W Show, Kansas City, talking sports and pop culture. You're listening to the W Show on 100.1 FM, One Kansas City Radio. Watching us live on one of our social media pages. If this is your first time checking us out, we definitely appreciate it. Thank you for making us a part of your day. My name is Steve Walls, and as always, I'm joined by the other hosts of the show, DJ Q, Jazz, and Noel. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. Today is one of those days, man, where we got a jam-packed show. We have a lot to talk about. We're going to have a couple of guests. Mookie Hawkins is going to be joining us from Buffalo. He's sports director up there at in Buffalo, and he covers the Bills. So we're going to chat with him in a little bit around 11:10. And also, we're going to have Scorpio Horn, who is the head coach of KIPP KC. He's going to come in and talk to us about the KIPP football program. So before we get started with that, let's get to today's headlines.
Now, here are the biggest sports headlines from this week. We bring them to you every Saturday morning on the W with Walls and the crew on 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
The Kansas City Chiefs traveled to Philadelphia last week to take on the Philadelphia Eagles and got the dub, defeating the Eagles 42-30. Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes went 24 for 30, 278 yards for 5 touchdowns and 1 interception. Tyreek Hill also dominated, leading all receivers with 11 receptions for 186 yards and 3 touchdowns. What did you guys see from last Sunday's game?
It was the tale of a totally different football team from the last couple of weeks. They've losing 2 in a row. You have to come out on fire at some point. It was bound to happen. I know Chiefs fans, Q always says wants to set the town on fire when they lose. But I think you got a chance, or everyone got a chance to see the Chiefs, at least their offense, back to normal, right? It seemed like it at least. Patrick Mahomes, 5 touchdowns. Tyreek Hill, 11 receptions for 180-some yards. I mean, that is demoralizing to a defense. And I know opposing teams don't want to say it, but when you have a guy that is just so fast and you don't have an answer for, that is just, it puts the nail in the coffin.
Mm-hmm. I would say less so that it was a tale of 2 different teams, more so the Chiefs played 2, well-coached, teams with talent the last couple weeks versus playing an Eagles team that they just can't keep up with any of the, let's say even mediocre teams. They're one of the worst, rosters in the NFL right now. And the Chiefs just took advantage. I mean, obviously they're the better team by far. And I just think that everyone knew when they're going into Philadelphia was going to have to play literally the perfect football game in order for them to even be close. And they actually didn't do bad as far as, making plays, trying to make it close. But obviously, I mean, it comes down to the Chiefs have Tyreek Hill, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and the Eagles just don't. So that's just really what it came down to. Is last week the Kansas City Chiefs played a bad football team, but they needed a win and they did what they had to do to get it.
Yeah, I wouldn't say the Eagles are as bad of a team as Noel is making them out to be. that could be the Cowboy fandom speaking there. But the Eagles, the Eagles are a poorly coached team. When you have players like Devontae Smith, Zach Ertz, you have a budding young quarterback like Jalen Hurts that can make a lot of the throws across the field. Against this defense, they did what they were supposed to do. Jalen Hurts threw for almost 400 yards. The run game could have been much more better, much more solid. But I think they ran into a team that they just got out coached. I think Andy Reid and his staff, especially Eric Bieniemy, had the Eagles' numbers from the jump. And it was just tough for the Eagles really to sustain leads, especially when you really sustain drives, not leads, but sustain a drive, especially getting into that red zone. So that really, hurt them a lot.
Sure. Like you said, I think this week is the Chiefs did what they needed to do, but like we'll talk with Mookie Hawkins next week. That'll be a whole other ball game. But I think that was a confidence booster that they needed, kind of reminding them what their job is, who they are, and on to the next week. So.
Defense still has to play better. I'm sorry. There still needs to be some changes. I think one, and I know we'll talk about it a little bit later, but moving Chris Jones back to the inside is one. They got better in the red zone. They have. They've gotten better in the red zone, forcing the Eagles field goals. However, if it wasn't for a couple of those penalties, it would have been a different ball game. I think it would have. I mean, there was no answer for Jalen Hurts, and granted, I think the Chiefs defending the RPO, they're not really good at that. They're just not.
Linebackers, man, you need quality linebackers if you're going to defend that run pass option. So they just need to get healthy. Honestly, I would say that about the Chiefs. They just need to be healthy.
Yeah, and you mentioned linebackers, and real quick before we move on, one of the questions was Willie Gay. Would he be ready for tomorrow's game? Willie of course had a toe injury. Turf toe is what they're calling it. And he was out on IR, of course, and he tweeted yesterday after he came back to practice this week. He said, "I love you all. Just know that my mental health is effed up." Mm-hmm. And he put that on. So that's the question. Yeah. So I don't think if you're Andy Reid, if you're Steve Spagnuolo, I don't really believe that you play Willie Gay. I don't think that you do. What do you guys think?
You don't. You give him a chance to recoup, take it easy, whatever's on his mind, handle his business. Team players, take off for personal reasons. I say go do that, get healthy, come back for the second half of the season because they are definitely going to need him.
Yeah, I agree. They're going to need him for tomorrow's game. That I can't say that they're going to need him. The Chiefs will be facing the Buffalo Bills on Sunday Night Football out of Arrowhead Stadium in a rematch of last year's AFC Championship game. Now, joining us on the show to talk Chiefs versus Bills, we have friend of the show, Mookie Hawkins, sports director at Power 96.5 WUFO 1080 AM, Buffalo Bills beat reporter. Mookie, what's happening, brother? How you doing?
What's going on, ladies? What's going on, guys? How y'all doing this morning?
We're doing good, man. Good to see you.
Good to see Definitely. It's been a while.
Yeah, last time we saw Mookie was what, in Super Bowl, Miami?
Miami, yeah.
Yeah, man. Y'all was y'all was riding cloud nine. Man, I haven't yet experienced what that is like because you guys have been in the way for the past couple of years. But I'm enjoying the ride as well. You know what I mean? I'm enjoying the ride as well. So we got the trilogy on Sunday night. Let's have at it.
All right, so, Mookie, the Bills, the 3-1 Bills coming into Arrowhead trying to knock off the Chiefs. They want to knock them off their throne, so to speak. The Chiefs, of course, are sitting at 2-2 and have struggled with turnovers and had problems on defense and so forth. But what are you expecting to see on Sunday Night Football?
Well, I want to see the Bills mature in a way where, it's like these guys has been your bully for the past 2 years. You know what I mean? Like, but we know that you're the next class up. You're the next ones to graduate amongst the elite right now in this phase. But they have to graduate from the Kansas City Chiefs to do that. It's just like back in the days in the NBA when Dr. J had to go through the Celtics to get to the finals, and Michael Jordan had to get through the Pistons to get to the finals. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the same deal here in the NFL with the Bills. But the thing about it is Kansas City is a very young team too. So they're just not ready to give that up. You know what I mean? Like, so until the Bills shake off that Kansas City syndrome they got, that virus they've been having, for the past couple of years against them, then we'll see a much more mature Buffalo Bills team. I'm hoping I see that. I mean, it's always that thing in the back of your mind, like maybe they just got their damn number. Like no matter what, like there's just this team's kryptonite, like just schematically, the pieces that they have based upon what the Bills do schematically just win all the time. You know what I mean? So either the Bills got to play aggressive. I mean, I would take just a script from Tampa Bay Super Bowl. I mean, even though the line play was the line play, but still, they professionals. You know what I mean? So got to be more physical and then aggressive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Can't be scared of them.
Yeah, you talk about both teams really being young, but still even being elite. And the matchup that's always talked about is, Patrick Mahomes versus Josh Allen. We've talked on this show and a couple of different shows just about, how Josh Allen really hasn't been able to play to that level of Patrick Mahomes. How do you feel about Josh Allen really coming into this game, and, should they put the game on his shoulders, or should it be more of a total team effort?
Well, the Bills have been playing some complete football, so let's be consistent with that. I asked Coach McDermott about that, on Monday, and and that's the challenge. He presents to his team, being consistent, playing complementary football, playing complete football. I mean, we see what's happening. I mean, okay, we know the Steelers came in week 1 and stole one. And, hey, that's what their name is, the Steelers. They definitely stole one week 1. But since then, the Bills have been playing complete football. There's been some things they know they can get better on. There's been some blunders, some head scratches too. But that's the scary thing. They having those issues, but they still holding teams scoreless. They're still playing well against an ascending defensive line and a Washington football team. You know what I mean? They call it what they want. You know what I mean? But I tell you what, on the flip side of that, right? If Kansas City played Houston, Washington, and Miami and had them the same exact scores, the narrative would be totally different. They'd be like, oh, Patrick Mahomes always looking like the MVP all over again. His numbers ain't the same. They'll be making excuses for him. But here it is, Buffalo. Oh, yeah, look at the competition. We got to keep them at 4 in the power rankings. We don't care about that. But
so in your mind, you guys right now, where do you think you fit among the teams in the NFL as far as the elite go? Do you feel like you guys are the number 1 team in the NFL? Do you think it's still some stuff they have to work on? Like, what do you see?
My thing is this: the Bills have been in the playoffs 4 out of the last 5 years. Last year they was Final 4. Coming into this year, you see the numbers. The numbers don't lie, but they don't tell the same truth all the time. But the numbers don't lie. Why wouldn't we be? You know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't we be? I don't have to answer you that question. Like the way that they're playing right now, since 2019, it's always okay. This was the defense and Josh Allen and them. They was, it was rookie year basically. So they was sputtering. Okay, now last year we get Stephon Diggs, this thing going through the offense. The defense don't join the party. Now it's kind of like 2019, but we're not asking Josh to be put it on his shoulders. You know what I mean? Josh Allen was drafted to be a game manager at first. We was bringing in, we had Frank Gore. We was a power run team, right? The Bills were a power run team. Yeah. You know what I mean? And Josh Allen, with the attributes he had being a rookie, he was just going to be play action, use his legs, stuff like that. But when you got a franchise quarterback and you go up to go get him, you got to bring the pieces in to see, can he put the team on his shoulders as a passer? But Josh Allen has proved, to be clutch when it's time to be clutch. He has that trait and he's tough. So those were the first 2 signs that I saw right off the bat with Josh Allen. Forget everything else can get better. But naturally, he has that clutch gene. He locks in when he's supposed to lock in to get some type of points to put his team to win. I recognize that right off the rip. If you go look at the numbers on how many game-winning 4-quarter joints he got right now, he up there with Dak and everybody else. You know what I mean? But this year, you don't have to do that. You know what I mean? They got continuity up front. You got your running back. They're back again. So you see the balance that's starting to happen with the run game. The run game quietly is top 5 in the league. Top 5 in the league. So if those numbers persist, if Coach Day will have an aggressive game, if they play Kansas City aggressive, they got a great chance. You know what I'm saying? They can't come there just to kiss their rings and Pat Mahomes and all that.
Tell Steve that. Tell Steve don't believe it.
I get it. I mean, I understand that Tampa Bay has put the film out there. They really have. But the thing about it is, it's a lot different when you're watching it on video and when you're actually, they're playing the game and Tyreek Hill goes off for, like he did last week, 11 receptions, 180 plus yards, and it kind of like punches you in the mouth, right? But we talked a lot about the Bills' offensive side of the ball, but what about their defensive side of the ball? Looking at last season, Travis Kelce with 180 plus yards, 2 touchdowns. Do the Bills have an answer for Travis Kelce? Because you can only pick one. It's like a pick your poison. You can only pick one person to try to stop. And now they've added Josh Gordon in the mix and the running game. Clyde Edwards-Helaire had 2 100-plus yard running games. So, I mean, you tell me, because it just seems like the offensive side is offense heavy, just like the Chiefs. But how is their defense?
And I think especially
different.
I think the defense, the key for this defense is going to be the turnover battle, because this could end up being one of those games that could be, like we said, within 10 points. It could be 3 to 4 or 5 point swing, and if Patrick's not able to take care of the ball, if Clyde's not able to take care of the ball, how can this Buffalo Bills team defense really capitalize on that?
Yeah, let's hear what down below had to say about that. We ain't heard that. What you think about that?
You kind of stole my point earlier. I'm just really curious on what their offense is going to be, or their answer for the wide receiver group and the Chiefs wide receiver group.
The Chiefs, right? See, come on. See, this is what I be talking about too. Like, we ain't about to nickname this, okay? Like, it's only so much you could do with your boy Gordon coming back. Like, it's not like y'all got so much. Don't tell me that he's all in y'all game plan like that. Ain't nobody going
no.
Smoke. No. Y'all know he's limited whatever he can do. So to be throwing him in the mix like he's a part of what Demarcus Roberts and McCall Hartman and Pringle, and I ain't even gonna mention the other 2 guys.
But you have to prepare for him, because and just as well as I do, that Andy Reid is different when it comes to play calling, and he will find a way to get you involved.
He is the master. He is like the damn Phil Jackson of the NFL right now. One thing I love about Andy Reid, like, he makes the greatest adjustments in game that you've ever seen. Like, if you really watch football, I mean, all the way back to his days when he was young coming in it, the way he make adjustments is like no other. And that's the scary part, because you playing against, he raised McDermott. So it's like, I know what he's going to do. I taught him everything you know. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But what have McDermott tweaked to know what he knows to use that against him? So that's always those coaching factors. You know what I mean? So that's why you be the head scratching, like, why they play them like that? You know what I mean? Hey, I asked Leslie Frazier, Coach Leslie Frazier, the same thing. I ran the stat line down to him. I said, Coach Frazier, 22 catches off 26 targets, 290 yards, and 2 touchdowns. I know you don't want to hear those numbers, but how are you going to challenge your defense this week for those guys? And, you just go on Twitter. You get that. It was right there on the clip, that answer. I don't pull no punches with them. You know what I mean? We got to know. Bills Mafia want to know what's going on. Man, we can't, because I still don't have no answer for the AFC Championship game. I don't understand.
Travis Kelce is a problem. He
Yeah,
is
but
a
we
problem.
just let him get free releases. We didn't
He's
put
a
our
problem.
hands on him or nothing. We got the size to match up with this dude. Tremaine Edmonds 6'6", 250, just like him.
Oh,
Put
that's
your
too
hands
big.
on him. Use
That's
your
too
money.
big. That's
You know,
too
he
big.
send some heat. Like,
He's too big.
yeah, I'm
He's
telling
too
you.
big. You can't throw a 6'6" guy at Travis Kelce because Travis is not moving like a 6'6" guy. He's moving
we
like
know
one
that.
of
So
the
he's
wide
a freak.
receivers. He's moving like he's 6'3", 6'4".
He's a freak.
And yeah, you got to remember he used to play high school and college quarterback. So
Yeah.
he can move.
Yeah, I bet. Hey, my cousin, played at UC, so we know all about, Kelce. He played on the basketball. And, yeah, man, he a dog. Collegiate.
Score predictions for tomorrow's game. Do you think it's going to turn into a shootout?
Yeah, I think it's gonna force a baby shootout at some point. It's all about really the Bills getting through Kansas City's defense, and this year for some strange reason, well, we know. I know. I can't speak for everybody else, but I see some differences up front. Y'all got Chris Jones on the edge, which I don't understand why, but we appreciate that. We definitely appreciate that. We definitely do. And then that's affecting your back end too. You know what I mean? So let's we got the same offense, all right? And the X factor is going to be Emmanuel Sanders. All right. Yeah, we can talk about who checking Stephon Diggs, just like how y'all talk about Gordon and all that.
Yeah.
All right.
I agree.
Who gonna check Emmanuel Sanders out there? Who locking up?
Nobody.
Y'all want to double? Oh, so we playing man? We playing man?
They not playing no man.
Right.
Yeah, they're playing man.
They not playing no man.
That's Spags and Mo. Don't get it twisted.
That's one of the reasons why the Bills didn't re-sign John Brown, because in the clutch on third down, John Brown couldn't get any separation. Do the same thing again against Emmanuel Sanders and see what's going to happen.
Oh yeah, he's a route specialist.
Yeah, it's going to be some separation now. You know what I mean? So we ain't have to do much, but
it's only one ball.
Same. Now it's only one block.
Yeah, I ain't hearing it. Hey, listen, Mookie, I ain't hearing it. I've been hearing it for 2 years now. I ain't going now. I ain't going.
I mean, if the Bills play how they supposed to play, they should win this game. You know what I mean? And that's no knock to Kansas City. You know what I mean? It's just like now we just reinvented, New England and Indy back in the days. You know what I mean? With just, different styles of quarterbacks. So that's a good thing for the NFL. You know what I mean? But we got to get one, man. If I'll say, hey, the pressure is on now. People are expecting y'all to go to the Super Bowl. Nobody was saying that 4 years ago. So, okay, let's, man, you got to start playing like how people say you are. You got to, obviously, you know what I mean? If they play aggressive, then it should be easy. It should be an easy game. No disrespect.
He said easy.
Mookie, we appreciate you, man. We'll have to catch up. I know I'll come on this evening to your show this evening, man. But we definitely appreciate you coming on with us.
Anytime, man. Just let me know, man. You know what I mean? I appreciate y'all having me on. And yeah, man, we check us out later on tonight on that Saturday night tailgate, man. You know what I mean? Appreciate you guys having me. Have a good day.
All right, you too, man. All right, that was Mookie Hawkins, sports director at Power 96.5 WUFO 1080 AM, Buffalo Bills beat reporter. We'll be right back. This is the W Show.
Yep.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Crowd is ready and waiting. Number one against number two.
Walk into a gym and hear a ball bouncing and you smell popcorn and you hear a band. I don't think it gets any better than that.
A Peeler era that ended in 88 through the Jerron Rush era that ended in 98.
They loved it. I mean, it comes Friday night. You better get there early.
We like to call this place the Pit.
Oh, Friday night. Literally, you felt like you were fighting for your life.
You need security to get off the bus.
This is going to be nasty.
Heard the stories about Coach Latham. I hear these guys talk. I'm like, man, this man must be crazy.
1,000 people running out on the floor, just engulfed the whole floor. And
they didn't award us the trophy. And it was a joke.
There isn't a seat to be had in here tonight.
I think it holds 10,500. And I bet I've had 20,000 people tell me we're at that game.
This is going to be a happening. This was more than a basketball game.
We're not worthy over here.
And I said, who is this kid? And they said, Coach, that's the next phenom of Kansas City basketball. That's Jerron Rush.
By the time I was 11, like, who were the best players in the country?
In the evolution of Metro sports, yeah, Jerron and Kareem Rush were huge.
Man, we were at each other's throat.
Who do they think they are? I mean, they ain't the only ones that can play ball in the city.
I said, all right, watch this.
The head of the pack.
He could just flat out score.
And so you can talk trash to him, he would laugh.
He was a dog on both ends of the floor.
That's a long legacy and it's a proud tradition.
It's right here in the city, right here.
Hey, we Kansas City basketball. This is what we do in this part of town.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Patriots trade four-time Pro Bowl cornerback Stephon Gilmore to the Panthers. He has been on the physically unable to perform list after recovering from a torn quad sustained last season that required surgery, and he's been seeking a restructured contract. Steve, we'll start with you.
This one is kind of mind-boggling because the reports were that the Patriots were parting ways. They were going to release Stephon. And it had me scratching my head. And I don't know if y'all saw my tweet, and I was like, well, why would they release him and not just try to trade him and get something of value for him? I mean, he's been a defensive player of the year. He's arguably going to probably, in my opinion, going to be in the NFL Hall of Fame. Right. So I'm like, y'all are just going to release him and not even try to get something for him? It just didn't make sense. So then probably an hour after that tweet, it showed that they didn't, in fact, release him. They agreed to a trade with the Panthers. And I'm like, all of it just didn't make sense.
Yeah.
It really didn't. And then for all his value is worth is a 2023 6th-round draft pick. So you mean to tell me you're going to have to wait 2 years before you even are able to use Patriots? It just has me scratching my head. You give up a guy like that for nothing as of right now.
Yeah, you could always tell when the Patriots are ready to move on from somebody. I feel like they did the same thing with Chandler Jones a couple of years ago when they let him go to, I think it was Arizona or something like that. And they have a way of kind of just like discarding their best defensive player. And I feel like this dates back even to like the Willie McInnes days. Yeah. When he was dominating off of the edge, and then they let him go, and suddenly Teddy Bruschi emerges. And it's always very mysterious at what happens over there. But I love it for Stephon Gilmore. I love it for him being able to go to a new team and really get some new energy.
Yeah, was it the Panthers doing? I mean, the Patriots doing Stephon Gilmore a favor, or was it of them just let's just see what we can get for him?
No, I think it was discarded him. Yeah,
I think they just got rid. I think they really we know what Bill Belichick does. I mean, his formula is tried and true. So I honestly, if I was going to call it, I would say it's more on the side of Bill knew what was going on. He's like, look, we're just going to move on and get what we can. So that, I mean, it's worked for them, but they don't have an elite quarterback anymore. So maybe it's time to do things differently.
That's very interesting, man. I don't understand it. I mean, he's 2 years removed from being defensive player of the year, and all you get is a 2023, not even a first round or a second round. You got what, a 6th round pick? Come on, man.
Yeah, I think it was 6th round. Yeah.
Yeah, that just I don't know.
Bill knows something. Bill knows something.
Well, he's coming back from a torn quad that he had surgery on. But I mean, you're 31 years old, but I think he still has some get up and go about it.
Yeah, he definitely does. And I think it was also saying that they were trying to clear some cap space too. So yeah, they could be trying to get some weapons to put around Mac Jones for next year. This could be a future move, but
it's not even next year that they're going to get value. It's like the 2020. It's 2 years from now.
Yeah, that's even Q. You saying they're trying to get some weapons around Mac Jones just sounds
doesn't that sound odd? Yeah, that sounds odd because I don't think he lasts
Man.
more than 2 seasons. But
he's not the answer. He's not the answer. He can be a good, stopgap for you, but I really don't think he's the answer.
Yeah, it was reported that Stephon Gilmore wanted $15 million or something like that for.
They not giving him that.
Yeah.
No.
You almost have to though. Why not?
Nah, that's not the Patriot way, man. You know that.
Yeah. If anybody knows, I know about the Patriot way. Like we've suffered through the Patriot way. How many years?
It's been a 25. Long road. Yeah.
It's been about 25 years.
Yeah.
For sure, man. Joining us on the show, we have special guest, Scorpio Horn, friend of the show. He's the head football coach over at KIPP, KC College Preparatory Public School. Score, what's happening, man? Thanks for doing this.
Hey, man, thank you guys. I'm out at my son's football game, so if it gets a little loud, man, and I dropped the call, I'm sorry, but thank you guys for having me.
For sure, man. How have you guys looked so far this year? You have a new football program. Talk to us a little bit about the program over at KIPP.
Man, it's unbelievable, man. Starting from scratch, starting from nothing, man. Right now we're 4-1. Unfortunately, we had to cancel 2 of our football games. One was because of a rain delay, and another one was because Oak Grove had a small little COVID outbreak. But 4-1, starting from scratch, starting from nothing. Obviously, I don't know if you guys have heard of the story of KIPP, but it's a place where no football field, not a lot of support in the athletic area. And it's something that I'm trying to bring, something that I'm trying to start and unite and give kids a chance at an opportunity that I had when I was a young man, a young fella. And it's going great, man. It's truly successful when you get some kids out there that's never played football before or has always had to play on the AAU team. Mm-hmm. And what they're doing for us right now is just unbelievable as far as classroom and on the field and off the field stuff.
Definitely.
Now talk about how tough it is, man, getting a group of kids together that is a new program. You guys didn't have any pads, don't have a football field, and you kind of just practicing in the parking lot, man. Talk about how tough that is.
It was tough, it's really tough because our kids, obviously, they play on Saturdays too, right? They go out and play AAU football with their other teams, and they see things that other kids have. And obviously, right off the back, they think right off the back that they are the resource is not there for them, and it's unfortunate. So it was tough at the beginning, but the community, I'll tell you one thing about Kansas City, the community has really reached out, and fortunately they have tried to bridge the gap. And I can say right now, standing 10 toes down, that we have everything that we need as a football program, other than the football field. That's going to be some time away, but we're going to bust our tail and keep trying to do it. But the community has stepped up big, but it's difficult. It's difficult. But the thing I love about it, the kids show up every day and they do, and they attack everything that you tell them to do, and they attack it hard, and they give you everything that they possibly can give you. So with that, it makes the hard times easier because you got kids fighting.
Now you talk about the community stepping up, man. You guys are inviting the community out on Wednesday. Can you talk about your wine and whiskey?
Come on out and enjoy this time, man. It's just, again, the community just stepped up huge. I'm talking about, Steve. I mean, suites to the Chiefs games, suites to the Sporting KC games, more tickets to the Chiefs games, memorabilia given to us for free that we're going to be able to process, make money off of, and be able to spend money in our classrooms and money in our buildings and stuff like that. The community just stepped up huge. Like Price Chopper just last night donated $1,000 on a shopping spree giveaway. So people were just really bought into helping these kids out. It's going to be a great event. I mean, obviously it's a business casual affair, so you get to dress up, bring your date out, and for $30 to $60 to have a good time and really be able to bridge the gap on a lot of things that we need, because we are building a $20 million building, and there's going to be some needs to go in those building so we can have the resources we need in order for the kids to continue to be successful in the classroom. So Wednesday night is a huge event for us to make some money and make sure that all of our teachers and students have what they need to be successful.
Now we'll have for people that are listening and watching us, we'll have the flyer, the event information on the W Show Facebook page and our social medias. But how can people get in contact with you if they want to donate directly?
It's on the site. Like, if you need to get into contact with me, I'm on Facebook, Scorpio Horn. I'm on Instagram at shorn58. You know what I mean? But as far as just being able to donate, it's all on that flyer, and the flyer is out there. You could definitely reach my email, shorn58@gmail.com. Again, that's shorn58@gmail.com. But I mean, simple as that, and obviously we'll love anything that anybody can do for us. We'll accept it, love it, and be gracious to it. And one thing else I want to say is we're full non-for-profit business, company, school. You know what I mean? So it's 501c3. So anything that's donated definitely is tax deductible, and you get a tax write-off.
So we're talking to head coach of KIPP KC College Prep, Scorpio Horn, for a few more minutes. Scorp, you of course a football guy, man. Come from a long line of football guys in your Horn family, man. What do you think about Sunday's game? Give us a quick breakdown, Chiefs versus Bills, before you get off of here.
Chiefs versus Bills. I don't want to talk too bad about our defense because everybody is on our defense, but we'll have to be able to get more stops. You know what I mean? To make Patrick relax. I mean, and that's the Patrick Mahomes way, right? He's such a competitor, and people don't understand that what makes that guy compete and do the right thing on the football field is when he see the defense is performing, and what makes him go after it and dig more and throw some of those interceptions by him trying to press is because he knows that he has to score every possession. So everybody's so about Patrick Mahomes in this offense. No, it's about what Patrick has to do based on what the defense is doing. If the defense is playing well, playing turnover football, because we're not going to get a lot of stops, but if the defense is playing turnover football, then Patrick's going to throw 5 touchdowns because he's relaxed and he doesn't have to do it all by himself. But when he has to do it by himself, that's when you see, on offense, we make the mistake. So I think, from here to the playoffs to the Super Bowl, defense perform well, we'll be fine.
Scorp, man, we appreciate you, brother. We'll see you on Wednesday.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys for your time.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
That was Scorpio Horn, head coach of KIPP KC. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. This is the W Show.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
This crowd is ready and waiting. Number 1 against number 2.
Walk into a gym and hear a ball bouncing and you smell popcorn and you hear a band. I don't think it gets any better than that.
The Peeler era that ended in 88 through the Drawn Rush era that ended in 98.
They loved it. It comes Friday night. You better get there early.
We like to call this place the Pit.
Oh, Friday night. Literally, you felt like you were fighting for your life.
You need security to get off the bus.
This is going to be nasty.
Heard the stories about Coach Latham. I hear these guys talk. I'm like, man, this man must be crazy.
1,000 people running out on the floor, just engulfed the whole floor. And
They didn't award us the trophy, and it was a joke.
There isn't a seat to be had in here tonight.
I think it holds 10,500. And I bet I've had 20,000 people tell me they're at that game.
This is going to be a happening. This was more than a basketball game.
We're not worthy over here.
And I said, who is this kid? And they said, Coach, that's the next phenom of Kansas City basketball. That's Jaron Rush.
By the time I was 11, who were the best players in the country?
In the evolution of Metro sports, Jaron and Kareem Rush were huge.
Man, we were at each other's throat.
Who do they think they are? They ain't the only ones that can play ball in the city.
I said, all right, watch this.
The head of the pack.
He could just flat out score.
And so you couldn't talk trash to him. He would laugh.
He was a dog on both ends of the floor.
That's a long legacy, and it's a proud tradition.
It's right here in the city, right here.
Hey, we Kansas City basketball. This is what we do in this part of town.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Back in on the W Show, broadcasting live on 100.1 FM and social media at the W Show KC.
Brought to you by Golden Gate Funeral and Cremation Services, KC We Spin 360, and Gates Barbecue. Don't be depressed, frustrated, or stressed because of the loss of a loved one. Golden Gate Funeral and Cremation Services is here to assist you with a smooth, stress-free transition. It doesn't matter how your loved one transitioned, Golden Gate will offer you a memorable celebration to your liking. Golden Gate is a family-friendly, full-service funeral home right in the heart of the city, offering affordable cremations and packaging, pricing, and quality service. That's 816-231-GATE, That's 816-231-4283. There's only one Golden Gate located 2800 East 18th Street, KC Mo, exchanging your grief for a golden experience. Kansas City We Spin 360 is the coolest 360 video booth experience for events. KC We Spin 360 is taking it to the next level. The 360 photo booth rental will be the life of the party. Everyone will be talking about their 360 photo booth experience while bragging about it on their social media pages. The captivating slow motion and reverse effects will have your guests feeling like celebrities. KC We Spin 360 photo booth can capture slow-mo videos, GIFs, boomerangs from every angle, specializing in corporate events, weddings, social gatherings, bar/bat mitzvahs, school events, and fundraisers. KC We Spin 360 can be found online at kcwespin360.com. The W Show and Gates Barbecue have teamed up to bring you the Sauce Crew and how to use sauce. The W Show and Sauce Crew is coming to your Chiefs tailgate tomorrow in Parking Lot G for Sunday Night Football. If we see you using a Gates product, we'll give you a gift. Make sure to catch us along with the Sauce Crew throughout the Chiefs season.
Remember to interact with our show. Use hashtag talk about it, message us, and we'll talk about whatever topic you want. Kanye West is launching Donda Academy with commitments from top high school basketball players Jalen Hurts and Robert Dillingham. West is expanding his empire from music to fashion, a prep school in Southern California to rival nearby Sierra Canyon High School. Hugh, we'll start with you.
I mean, I like it really for the kids. You see LeBron opening his school. You have Kanye with this Donda Academy. You really hope it gets more infectious across the platforms that celebrities have.
I agree. My thing is, I just hope that Kanye isn't using this to take advantage of these kids, right? I just don't. I hope that he's not using this to push him. And I know he doesn't need any help pushing himself forward, but I just hope that he's in it for the right reasons, and just not in it to say, oh, what Kanye West has added a school to his LinkedIn page, right? So I hope that he's in it for the right reasons.
I think he is. I would say that he is. I would say that this is no different than any other celebrity, adding something to, like you said, it is a resume builder. Not that he needs it, but at the same time, I do think he's doing it because, like you said, LeBron James, he has his school. You see these other, top Black celebrities, they want to actually make an impact. So I think he sees this and he's like, hey, man, I want to just go ahead and open my own school and, do it my own way. And now, so these kids that we're bringing up in this climate of, celebrity, maybe they can get ahead. They can get a jump start on that. Maybe they can get ahead of the curve and, build these, young men and women, hopefully young men and women into, functioning members of society. So I believe it. I believe in Kanye when it comes to this.
And before we move on real quick, you mentioned the other guys that are people that have schools in their own schools. Now, we know a few of them. Jalen Rose has his academy in Detroit. LeBron has his school, I Promise School in Akron. But Kanye's school is in L.A. Where is Kanye from? He's from what? Chicago. Why not put it, if you really want to make a difference, put it in your city, man. A city, Chicago needs it more than LA. We hear Chicago about the shootings and everything else that happens in Chicago. Why not in Chicago? That's my only thing.
Yeah.
Could be, yeah. I don't know why I wouldn't.
I agree. But Jacksonville Jaguars head football coach Urban Meyer has a video at a bar in Ohio that went viral. The video surfaced Saturday showing Jaguars head coach sitting in a bar restaurant while a woman who does not appear to be his wife is dancing upon him. No, we'll start with you.
Urban Meyer. What can we say about this guy, man? He's had quite the football journey as far as being a coach. It's been wild. And this is just the latest, saga in what started off as, really, really good. I mean, he was at Utah, that program was, desolate, and he brought it back. He brought them into the BCS. they were, going to 12-0 seasons. And then he went to Florida. He won a couple national championships. And then from there, it just kind of was very shaky. I mean, he had his issues, at each destination. And it just seems like now, like, how do you get caught doing this when your team is 0-4 and you didn't ride the plane with them to, back to Jacksonville? How do you get caught doing this? Like, where's the awareness? Read the room. Urban, like where's all of this? Like, you're supposed to be an elite head football coach and you don't even know what's going on around you. It's very strange.
He obviously didn't read the room, because if he did, he would have saw that there were cameras pointing right at him, multiple cameras.
But it's his bar, though. He didn't read it.
Yeah.
The thing is, his face next to his wife's, I should say, it's a poster on the wall with him there. Like, how do you not know?
That doesn't matter at all. You see people all the time getting videoed in their own establishment.
But doing that, like, how do you not know? Like, all right, maybe not do this here. Like, I'm gonna holler at you later, shorty. Like,
the thing that gets me is his wife. Of course, Urban Meyer came out and apologized, and he's lost to Jacksonville Jaguars as a team. Like, he just has. I mean, you were supposed to be a leader by example. You're a leader of men as a head coach of an NFL football. This isn't college. This isn't where you can say, oh, well, my bad, I messed up. I still have the rights to your scholarship, so you're going to do as I say. No, these are guys that you pay, and if they mess up, what can you say to them? You absolutely nothing. So it's just like, all right, Urban, come on, man. You've lost that team. You might as well just call it a wrap. Going out to USC, where you probably want to go anyway. And just let it ride. And furthermore, his wife came out and said that we're all sinners, which I agree, we are, but you're putting your wife in a bad spot.
Very bad spot.
You left her at home with the grandkids, not the kids, the grandkids. So you're a whole grandpa, bro. Come on, man.
Hey, he's just.
Sorry, go ahead, Q.
Nah, he's just trying to get ready to pack his bags to go to Pasadena.
This is crazy.
Yeah, he's just setting up the whole narrative. Sell the bar, everything. Get to Pasadena as fast as possible.
Insane.
Disregard for me. That's what just the disregard. Like, no regard for anything.
You don't see folks with their phone out like this. Like, come on, man.
Yes. It's the same strategy as Paul Pierce getting out of ESPN. It's the same strategy as Antonio Brown getting out of Pittsburgh. It's the another same story of James Harden getting out of Houston. Sometimes you gotta fail in public so they can let you know.
I agree with you actually, Q, because there's no other way I believe that he just did that and not know. So I agree with you here.
Hey, we've seen other people do stupid stuff. So
you're right about that too.
That's
Steve,
why we give him the. You big dummy. We didn't have that on our show for nothing.
Yeah, man. Goodness gracious.
Kyrie Irving cleared to practice but not play home games with Brooklyn Nets despite vaccination status. Q, will start with you.
I mean, it's up to him. He wants to be a part-time player. He's going to be a part-time player. I don't know how the Brooklyn Nets feel about that. It's tough to even comment on it because it's, we seen Andrew Wiggins go through this. What was it, last week? And he turned around. So we'll see what Kyrie is facing once that money is starting to hurt.
I agree.
Bubba Wallace wins first race at Talladega for Michael Jordan's NASCAR team.
It's dope for Bubba, man. We've been waiting on Bubba to actually give us a win. And I don't want folks to downplay it just because it was due to rain, right? Like, he was in the lead, he won the race. Let it be.
Right. No, they gonna hate on him, but we're just happy he finally got his first win. I'm sure he's happy about that as well.
Let's get to our Hater 11 segment.
It's that time for Love It or Hate It.
Hate it.
If we love it, we talk about it. If we hate it, we move on.
Starting with the Air Jordan 5 Bluebird.
Nope.
These are cool. I just don't like that it's that material that if somebody, you get a little dirt speckle.
Suede.
Yeah, buddy. It's a wrap.
Its color throws me off, so I don't like them.
I love that color.
Yeah, they're decent. So
I wish I had these for this week. Yeah. I have a blazer jacket that I'm wearing to the game on Sunday, and they're that mint color. So I wish I had those.
I'm sure they're still in stores. They didn't sell out.
Think so?
Yeah.
My personal favorite from the sneakers of the week this week, the undefeated Air Force One lows.
I like those. I'm rocking.
Yeah, I don't like the dunk lows. Those look like something that I would not wear. The black Air Force One, something like that. But yeah,
I'm not really rolling with those.
You're not?
No, the other ones are dunks.
Yeah, the dunks high, the midnight navy at the top.
No.
I'm about
at the bottom.
Oh,
Yeah, we're talking about the bottom ones. Yeah, I'm just not rolling with them.
Yeah, those are dunks.
The Kai Claw Nike LD waffles. Kiss of Death too.
I like those. I love these the waffles. I haven't been able to grab a pair yet, but they're on my to-do list.
Yeah, the waffles
aren't those track shoes? Aren't those like track shoes? Didn't they used to back in the day? Those were like the original track shoes. Really? Or am I wrong here?
You might be right. I don't know.
Yeah.
In the top right corner, the Nike Dunk High Midnight Navy.
I'm feeling these.
I am.
These are.
Yeah, I'm feeling these.
Yeah.
For 100
simplicity. Yeah, simplicity wins there.
Yeah, but
of course.
Now, Marshawn Lynch to serve as the NFLPA first ever brand ambassador.
I love it. Get somebody in there who understands culture and understands being himself and not gonna sugarcoat anything. So I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
Former NBA players charged in $4 million healthcare fraud scheme.
Big dummies. Do it 18 times. Hit it 18 times for each one of them.
Yeah, man. It's like they didn't learn. You had some guys that went through this already in the NFL, Clinton Portis and guys like that. You had guys that went through this. So I just don't understand. It's like Shannon Sharp said, go get a job. Right?
Ooh.
Yeah, go get it. As simple as that. Just go get a gig, man. You don't have to be out here trying to finagle the system, man. I just don't understand it. And I know some of these guys made $50-90 million, and they just not everybody can be a coach, not everybody can be a trainer, but just go get a gig, man. You can get hired doing something.
That hurts the pride.
But
yeah, you're right.
Former NBA player on your resume, I'm sure it's not going to be too tough.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite the resume booster. So I don't understand that.
Yeah, and I don't even think it was hurting for money. I think it was just they thought they saw some free money.
Yeah. And the thing about it, and I heard Shannon say this, it's hurting the people that are, whether it's NFL or NBA, the people who actually need these medical benefits. They're going to have to come through hoops now, because they're going to always have that question regarding, are you trying to take advantage of this service that we're giving you?
Mm-hmm.
The man who went viral for catching an alligator in a trash can took a shot at Ben Simmons on the news. Let's take a listen to that.
So you're a guy from Philly, now living down in Florida. You see this gator and you decide to go after it with your trash can. What on earth were you thinking here?
Let me be honest. I didn't think my father instincts kicked in, because my daughter is a risk taker. She got a bike. We're from Philadelphia, so we don't have alligators. So she tried to hit the tail with the, with the bike, with the alligator and all that. So I just jumped into action and I said, you know what? I'm not going to be Ben Simmons. I'm going to go capture this basket.
I'm not going to be Ben Simmons. I'm going to go ahead and get
Oh, man. If Philly is anything, they're united. If there's anything else, they are united.
That's facts.
The NBA will not randomly test players for marijuana again this season. Hate it or love it.
I love it.
Look, get ahead of the federal mandate, because hopefully, soon, the criminal justice system will let go of this thing.
Justin Fields named Bears starter over Andy Dalton.
Finally.
I love it. I hate it, though. I hate this. I'm going to tell you why. I hate it because Matt Nagy hasn't been using this man correctly, and he hasn't figured out how to use him correctly in the time he's had him. So now he's just going to throw him out there. He's going to get him killed. I hate this.
I can agree with what you're saying. It's like, all right, normally when these guys, rookies, or not even rookies, but young quarterbacks, you want them to be put in a situation where they don't have to struggle, right? And he's putting them in a situation where the Bears are already so-so. And he's going to put him out there in a situation where it's like, all right, can probably break his confidence. And it is what it is. But he's been balling, though.
He's a good quarterback.
Yeah, he's a good quarterback. I think he's a young guy that has a bright future ahead. And Andy Dalton is just one of those quarterbacks, again, that's just becoming a has-been in football. Like, nobody needs that type of quarterback play anymore.
Sage Steele suspended from ESPN for controversial remarks regarding race, COVID-19 vaccine. Hate it or love it.
I love it. Sage. We normally we're always trying to bring up our women, especially our African Black women, right? So this kind of just sets us back 10 plus years at least. Come on, Sage.
Nah.
Come on, Sage.
This doesn't set anybody back with her, and it doesn't even set her back because there's definitely a market for the Clay Travis types, and she's one of those.
She is, and it stinks. I hate to hear her voice. It gives me the shudders. Like
shudders. What are the shudders?
Man, you ever just get the chills? You
So you call those shudders? Is that a Texas thing?
It's both, man. You call it whatever. Chills, shudders. She makes me shudder. It's just.
I haven't heard that one before, no, but.
Man.
Former NBA player Lazar Hayward arrested in Hawaii over alleged fake COVID-19 test results.
Come on, man! They don't have that stuff in a database. You got to be smarter than that.
I mean, COVID is really showing the idiots out.
It's a sad day for the NBA,
and it's messed up though because you had a whole year to think about what you're gonna do, and you come up with this. Oh, we just gonna show these fake test results, and we'll be good.
Or just you had a whole 3 days before your trip to make sure that you got a rapid test or whatever. Preparation.
I didn't even want the test, man.
I don't get it. The new LeBron James Innovation Center is the home of Nike's new sport research lab. Hated it.
Love it.
Freaking dope.
Definitely love it.
That's so dope.
Yeah, of course Steve hates it.
I pressed the wrong button.
Yeah, no, you pressed the one you wanted to press.
Oh man.
When it comes to LeBron James and when it comes to Tom Brady, Steve always has his hater jacket on because it's nice and warm.
I'm sorry, that just slipped my mind. Slipped my hands. My hand slipped. I pressed the wrong one. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sure.
I'm sure you did.
Haters can be a hater all their life.
Yeah, exactly, Jazz. Exactly.
Haters don't hate, huh? All right, another great show, y'all. As always, we appreciate everyone for tuning in. We appreciate Mookie Hawkins for joining us on the show. Also, Scorpio Horn. Remember, you can catch a rewind of our show if you missed today's show on 100.1 FM, One Kansas City Radio. On Mondays, you can catch our rewind. Remember, like us on social media. Until next week, we are out of here.
Peace.
The views and opinions expressed on the W Radio Show by the host, co-host, guests, and call-in listeners are solely the opinions and responsibility of the original source who expressed them. They do not represent the opinions of the W Show, 100.1 FM, One Kansas City Radio, Sideline Sports Talk, Team Wall Street Foundation, or affiliates.